Hey guys, it's me Nas. I'm going to give my NXT episode 5 review and then SmackDown episode 6 review. So overall, I think that it goes to show that NXT was alright of a show, especially we get a good main event of an ending, but on SmackDown on the other hand, it was not so great. And there's a reason why. I will discuss why SmackDown is not so good compared to NXT. But it is what it is. So this is NXT and SmackDown after the Royal Rumble. And then I'm going to start first with the NXT Women's North American Champion Izzy Dane defeated Thea Hale and Lola Vice. This is a good match. Of course, the assist of Kalani Jordan, who she interferes on Lola Vice. And this is the thing, before I'm going to continue, Robert Stone is now the interim NXT GM. So Ava is already not gonna resign, so it is what it is, but it's finally, time for Robert to step up to see how he can go on being a NXT GM. Next, we get a segment, Tony D'Angelo, where this is only for, I guess you could argue, against Dark State. So he not using that much of a Italian accent, but he did whatever he could to figure out how he's going to defeat Dark State. And then after that, moving forward, is that what's next for him after he beats or tries to end Dark State? We don't know. After that, we get to our second match. Elo LaFleur defeated Charlie Dempsey. This is a speed tournament match. It's an alright of a match, and Ilya will now advance in the finals to face against Jasper Troy. Then we get to the third match. TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, the Elegance brand, defeated Saruka. And it was a good match, but this will start the fall off of Saruka. So we're going to see the betrayal. I think now Zarya is becoming a heel and then Saruka is a babyface. But we'll see. And then we get to the fourth match. Lexis King and Stacks defeated Chase U. So this is just like earlier in the segment there is Chase U challenging Lexis King and Stacks to a tag team match, and of course it was an alright of a match, but similar story to Saruka about the coexist. Can they figure it out? But of course Lexis King and Stacks defeated Chase U, and I thought that Chase U is already done. I don't know why they're still around. I don't know why. Next one, we get the segment between JCJ and calls out Saruka after the Royal Rumble. So it's Saruka kind of eliminates JC Jane, despite that Saruka was the Iron Woman of the Royal Rumble this year. But at the same time, it was announced by Robert Stone next week, a tag team match. Whoever pins the person to win the match is to challenge JC for the NXT Women's Championship. Then after that, we get to the main event. Joe Hendry won the vacant NXT Championship in a ladder match. This is a great match, by the way, with the right winner. But the other men, right, Jackson Drake, Sean Legacy, and Kiana Carver were the MVPs of the match, because it goes to show that they're trying their best to build the young talent. Of course, like Shiloh Hill did also perform well, but without these three, the ladder match wouldn't be as epic. But knowing that they gave everything they gave everything that they got, and knowing that they just let the young talent shine through this match, even if they didn't win. But it was a good tug of war between Ricky Saints and Joe Hendry. They're gonna, fight off for the NXT Championship for the next few months until we get to Stand Deliver. But we'll see. And that's basically my NXT review. So I'm gonna pause this here and we will get to SmackDown, guys. Alright, so we're now done with NXT. So of course, NXT is like it's alright of a show, sorry. Alright of a show. Not really that much of a disappointing, but once we get to SmackDown, this is the thing that I kind of feel like, yeah, it's not good SmackDown after the Royal Rumble. And it's crazy because of the qualifying matches. Man, next week we get a good one, but I don't know why this one is a bit like predictable, and it was like, it's alright. A good, the right winner, but it is what it is. First, we will start with the SmackDown where Cody Rhodes attacked Drew, and Rhodes said that McIntyre won't make it to WrestleMania, so he's gonna give McIntyre the hard times. We will see about that though. We'll have our first match. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeated Julia and Kiana James in a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was an alright of a match, but you know it. It's like one of those things that I feel bad for Julia because she deserves so much better. I don't know why in this position they gave her something that's like, it's alright though, but we'll see. Second match, we got Carmel Hayes defeated The Miz. This is the I don't think this is the United States Open Challenge. I think it's just a regular match, and it was all right, but nice finish though. From Skull Crusher finale into the first 48, which is a good thing for Carmel to, you know, has unique offense, and knowing that this is just a match that is like trying to see who's the better man. Then we get to the third match. Tiffany Stratton defeats Last Legend and Chelsea Green. This is the Elimination Chamber triple threat qualifying match. First for the women. And it was an alright of a match. But, of course, right winner, but it's gonna be predictable. Like, Tiffany came back, can't just let her lose. They're trying to protect Last Legend from the pinfall, but knowing that Chelsea Green takes the pin, and yeah, it is what it is. Like, it's kind of a bit sad that Chelsea from Michael Hayes standpoint, she's not on the level of Tiffany Stratton or Charlotte or Jade Cargill or whatever. But to me, it's like, if you gave her a serious role, she could be a main eventer someday or going after the women's championship. It's just that, right now she's more into the comedy relief type of character. So, of course, she's gonna take the pins, and it is what it is. But anywho, we're done with that. We get to a Kit Wilson segment until Oba Femi comes in. This is the fourth match between Oba Femi defeated Kit Wilson. To me, it was a meh. Like, it's a squash match, but yeah, it was a meh. I have nothing against Kit Wilson, and then knowing that Oba is gonna destroy. We already knew Oba is capable, but they're trying to make him going after jobbers, and it is what it is. After that, we get another Drew McIntyre, hoping that he's gonna take the segment, but it ends up Jacob Fatu attacked Drew, which is crazy. And then followed by that, we get to the fifth match. Of course, Tama Tonga defeats Shinsuke Nakamura. This is just a meh, to be honest. Like, we already saw this segment wise about staring off each other, and then we all know their history in Japan, but it was a meh. Like, of course, with the MFTs helping Tama to win the match, it's kind of a bit like, they just add this a grudge match, but it is what it is. Next one, we get the Jade Cargill confronting Liv Morgan and Raquel, but knowing that Jordan Grace comes in. So basically, Liv says she's going to go to SmackDown. Of course, she's going to start down with the WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill. Jordan Grace comes in because Jordan Grace wanted to face against Jade for the championship. So who knows, we could have Jordan versus Liv, but Liv already knew her decision that she's going after Stephanie Becker for sure. And the thing is this. I think that this is a match that we don't really need. So basically, Jay Cargill and Jordan Grace defeats Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. It was like, it was really a meh. I don't know why this was added, to be honest. But at the same time, like, you know, good thing they're trying to protect Liv because she's the winner of the Royal Rumble. So why would you let her pin? So Raquel takes the fall. But of course, this is another tension. Can Liv Morgan and Raquel work things out? Because there might be a possibility we could see a triple threat for this women's championship match. Next, we get a Drew McIntyre finally cuts a good promo against, well, first of all, he states against Cody and Jacob not being part of the qualifying match because of the interference, knowing that he would, him himself also interfere, which is crazy. Next one, we get the part where he said about Sammy giving broken dreams, so he kind of gave a reference to his old team's name, Broken Dreams. And then the third one talks about the CM Punk and Roman promo on Raw. So basically, he says that he is the number one champion. Of course, like, he's trying to tell the SmackDown roster about telling about why Raw trying to put down SmackDown or whatever, but it is what it is, and that's a good way to, fight as a champion, talking against, Raw top stars. But at the same time, after the segment, Trick Williams comes in, makes his entrance known, and then he's going to watch the match between the main event. But at the same time, he told Drew that he's gonna do whatever it takes to one day become the future star. And then Drew gave him a warning that he's gonna put his lemon pepper steppers in the sign don't shine, so it's either up his arse or ass or whatever. But it's a good way to finally give some push for Trick to stare down with Drew. I don't know why they put Obafemi to destroy Kit Wilson instead of staring down with Drew, but we'll see that in the future. And then after that, we get the main event. Randy Orton defeated Aleister Black and Solo Sikoa in the first men's Elimination Chamber triple threat qualifying match. It was an okay or alright of a match, but the right winner, of course. Like, Randy defeated Solo and Aleister Black. Like, it's gonna be predictable. The first two qualifying matches are too predictable. You cannot let the stars like Tiffany Stratton and Randy Orton to lose, which doesn't make any sense. But of course, next week we get another qualifying match, which is for Jacob, Cody, and then Sammy. So we will see if they're gonna, I think they're gonna face off each other. But if it is, this is gonna be very interesting for next week. So overall, alright, overall in our, before that, so overall guys, I think that, not gonna lie, NXT is a better show than SmackDown. SmackDown, I don't know what the hell is going on at SmackDown. It's like, it's just random matches that, feel the segments for the past few weeks, but it's like, it's nowhere near as what it was back then when it was worth to watch. The only thing good about this SmackDown, guarantee you, like, qualifying match matters, but that's basically what you get. And I guess if you're a fan of Kit Wilson, well, sorry that Alba kind of destroyed. And if you're a real fans, of course, good thing they defend their championship. For NXT, Joe Hendry is now your new NXT champion, that is a good thing. And yeah, that's basically it. Honestly, once again, I say this, like, what the hell's going on SmackDown? I hope they're gonna do well, especially next week. But it's not really a solid SmackDown. I'm sure for anyone who comes in to watch the show, it is solid for them. But for me, it's like, it's alright about SmackDown, but not really that much as good compared to NXT. NXT kind of, did all right. Of course, there's still more to come for next week. I'm gonna do a Raw review for episode 6. So that's basically it. So all I can say, guys, is that thank you for watching. We will see each other in the next episode of episode 6 of Monday Night Raw for this review. So thank you for watching. We'll see each other in the next video, guys. Peace.